Now I'm going to talk to you about 4chan, not to be confused with 4chan. Apparently that happens a lot, even though I spell it out for them. 4chan was one of the few boards where not only was I actively defended, but the police did investigate, and probably only because they were a smaller site. 4chan was a reaction to 4chan getting rid of their new board, short for news. It would soon be changed to political board and be just like new, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Basically, 4chan was the incarnation of all the political aspects of 4chan. And people would go there because they hated the moderators of 4chan, even though they never learned their fucking lesson because they have moderators anyway. So, you have 4chan with these despicable hacker-type people. I can't even say hackers. They're not competent enough to be hackers. Tech geekers. They fucking know maybe one computer language, and they act like they're so much better than everybody else. Steve is actively using right now the meme that he has me to thank for. He has stickers and other bullshit, basically propaganda, to help perpetuate his own image and to make himself look good and funny and, oh, he's so silly and everything. And it all started because they were making fun of the way I pronounced his name. So, do I get any patent in that? Do I get any recognition for that? Of course not. But before all of that, long ago, I would say a year or two ago, I'm not sure, I was banned from 4chan for some stupid reason. I don't remember what it was. Like I said, most of the screen caps of this stuff was on the old computer. So, I was banned for some bullshit reason, and I am not the kind of person to take it lying down. I wanted the rest of the board to know what kind of people Steve and his goons were. So I came back and I showed the screen cap, and then they claimed that I was banned permanently for ban evasion, even though I was already permanently banned. You can't permanently ban me twice. It doesn't fucking work that way. So people were already starting to get suspicious because, like I said, how can you permanently ban somebody who's already been permanently banned? Then they went behind it saying, oh, well, it was a joke. He was actually only banned for like a minute as like a prank, and then he took it too seriously. But that seems suspicious too. Number one, you know how I feel about moderators and bans. Number two, if it was just a joke, then why am I still permanently banned? And number three, that doesn't explain the screen cap that says permanently banned. So not only are the moderators at this point liars, they're bad liars, and they're libeling me. So they're going around claiming this is a joke, even though there's no evidence to prove that. All evidence proves the contrary, in fact. And more people are catching on that Steve and his goons are criminals, because not only do they ban members like me who have done absolutely nothing wrong, but then they make pedophiles like Chemfag, that's his name on 4chan, you know, moderators, even though he posts borderline child pornography everywhere. He doesn't stay on topic. He spams up boards with this cartoon anime child porn, and he's just an overall unproductive person. And meanwhile, he gets made into a moderator, but Jim Profit gets banned for life. And so it starts to become more apparent to people. And to this day, they still protest my ban because they say it's so full of conspiracy, it's so full of snide, you know, plotting behind my back and shit, that it just reflects badly upon the moderator staff. And then, of course, you know, there are plenty of donation scams that they have committed, but all moderators do that. I'm not shocked by that. But another thing that happened to incriminate Steve, and this is where the police got involved, was he was vicariously responsible for a child's death. There was a 14-year-old boy, I don't remember his name, but on the IRC chat, which is basically just a moderator circle jerk, this 14-year-old boy was cam whoring and, you know, playing with his father's gun. You know, the other members were telling him, you know, you probably shouldn't be doing that. A gun is not a toy. and things like that. He's fucking 14. I don't expect him to know better, but I would expect adults to, and I would also expect especially moderators who claim to have the moral and legal authority to fucking know when something's about to go severely wrong. So he's playing with the gun, and who eggs him on to play with the gun? The moderators. So what ends up happening? He ends up killing himself. Accidentally. It turns out that even though there was not a magazine loaded, there was a round in the chamber, as is with most magnums. And he ended up pointing it to his head, it went off, and he shot himself dead. So obviously the police need to investigate that, because that sounds like a suicide and that they were pressuring him to commit suicide. But the official decree is that it was an accident, even though I wasn't there, and personally I know Steve well enough to know that he would encourage a child to kill himself, so I'm not ruling that out. But basically, under, jurisdiction, under documentation, it was an accident, but he egged on that accident. So yes, they committed involuntary manslaughter, and that's at best. So they're responsible for a child's death because of their own immaturity, but somehow they're in the position to be banning people and to be telling people what they can and cannot post and getting money for it. That's the problem I have with moderators. Steve is the perfect example of what is wrong with moderators. And everybody makes fun of the way I pronounce his name, even though it's a made-up name, so what the fuck. Everybody says I'm just butthurt or some bullshit, but you don't see me being responsible for a child's death. You don't see me plotting to incriminate and make someone look bad and then claim it was a joke. You don't see me lying through my teeth and expecting you to believe that lie like I think you're a fucking idiot. So Steve is just a horrible person, and so are all his underlings that are at his beck and call, and the rest of 4chan is seeing that, but they still are so distant from 4chan that they're not willing to rise up against Steve. And, I can't tell you which is the lesser evil there, because with moderators there really isn't. But what I can tell you is this. It's bullshit that we're letting ourselves be commanded by people like that. So, they have legal right to fine Steve, citizens arrest him, and rough him up a little. I would suggest you break a few of his fingers, that way next time he goes to ban somebody and it hurts to type on that keyboard, he thinks twice about doing this kind of shit. So, that's really all I have to say on the 4chan matter. Because I know damn well there are still people on 4chan that watch my videos, and most of them know, but some of them came a little afterwards, so they don't know the whole story. They don't know about how basically I was a well-liked member on there, but the moderators didn't like me. And when the moderators don't like you, it doesn't fucking matter how constructive you are. It doesn't matter what you've contributed. It doesn't even matter if you were like an aspect of the website itself, because some people actually believed I was a co-admin of the website. I wasn't, but I can see why people would think that. I did play an important role, but again, if moderators don't like you, no important role in the world is going to save you. That's why I say this is like organized crime, because all it takes is the wrong person to dislike you, and then you're fucked. So, I guess that's really it.